Okay, welcome to Bounce Around Charleston. And on Friday, September 28th, the Charleston Activist Network is inviting the Low Country to travel with them to Montgomery, Alabama for a 3-day, 2-night journey for justice to the National Memorial for Peace and Justice and Legacy Museum. My guest today is Tamika Gadsden, who's going to tell us all about the Charleston Activist Network. Welcome to Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, tell us, what is the Charleston Activist Network?
Well, the short story is it's an outgrowth of the local Women's March efforts that took place following the 2016 election. So out of that sprung a number of organizers and passionate citizens who wanted to make a change in the community. Those organizers have since disbanded, and so I took the helm. And so officially January of this year is when I reinvented it and reinvigorated the efforts.
Okay, so what do you all actually do?
Basically, we just want to be a microphone. We want to be an amplifying voice for the marginalized communities here in Charleston. So that's specifically communities of color, communities who are forgotten or don't tend to see themselves reflected in the news coverage, or who have issues that aren't being spoken to. So that's who that's who we want to support.
Okay, now when we take this trip, what's going to happen?
So I'm so excited about this trip. As many people have already seen, the newly opened National Memorial for Peace and Justice is an emotional trip. And I think it speaks to folks in Charleston specifically with our history. So I want to galvanize the community, have them accompany us on this bus ride, learn more about our past and heal from our past and ask questions and find out ways to just move forward.
And why is this trip so important?
It's important, especially now. I think when we look at Charleston's more immediate history, we see a lot of things take place in our communities involving violence and social justice and the criminal justice system. So I feel as if this memorial and museum visit will help us answer some of our most perplexing questions, and it also helps us come back and start asking questions of those who are in charge here in Charleston.
Okay. Now, who's invited to go on this trip?
Everybody's invited. You're invited, your cousin, your aunties. I really did want this to be a moment for people of color, but the outpouring of support has been phenomenal. So I'm inviting all communities to, if they can come, buy a ticket. They can visit us on Facebook and all of that, or they can sponsor a seat. There might be a young child or a young teenager who wants to go, but otherwise could not get there. So we're asking folks to also support by sponsoring a seat.
Okay. All right. Well, you heard it. Thank you so much.